Hello everyone, welcome back to Plan B Terraform. In the last episode we went through some of the introductory stuff. We learned, we made supply chains for all of our starting building thingies, which have been cooking along nicely. And we're just now learning how to build supply centers and supply cities. We got this place, the concrete it wanted, at the end of the last episode, and now it's changed its demand. In addition to 10 times concrete, they want 10 times oxygen. So we have to learn how to make oxygen, which we couldn't do before. We unlocked that as part of this quest. I don't know what to call these. It's level, I guess. Quest is kind of a natural term for it. Even though it's off theme, everybody knows what it means. Hint. I haven't been reading these hints. Do these matter? Yes. Build a supply center next to a city. Okay. Fine. So bigger cities require new resources. But notably, it requires less concrete than it did. Because it required up to 24 concrete per year to get it to this level, but now it only wants 10. I'm guessing that'll go back up again as it grows. But it's definitely non-linear, as I mentioned previously. I don't think it gets any higher than like 20, at least for this level. And then at the next level, they don't want concrete anymore. They want like reinforced concrete or some shit. So, anyway, all we have to do to accomplish this is keep supplying the concrete we're supplying and figure out how to supply oxygen. You know what? I'll unpause, because as far as I know, there's no like penalty for using up time. And in the meantime, we're accumulating more roads and trucks, which you always want more roads and trucks. Until, as I understand it, in the later game, when you throw all that stuff away and use trains instead. So, we learned about aluminum bars and carbon and O2. And so, what this city wants is O2. So, how do we make O2? Well, our advanced industry, we can build an atmospheric extractor. This just creates, out of nothing, oxygen and carbon. And so we just want to build some of these, take the oxygen they're producing, and ship it to the city. Great. How do we make these? Well, they want mechanical parts. We know how to make those. They also want aluminum bars, which we don't know how to make yet. But of course, aluminum bars are actually very easy. If we look at an aluminum deposit like this one, it makes aluminum. And if we were to put a factory down here and say, how do you make aluminum bars? Well, big surprise, you make it out of dang aluminum. For some reason, it only costs 2 aluminum instead of 3, where concrete and steel both cost 3. I don't know why this only costs 2, but you get more aluminum bars per aluminum for some reason. So we can make aluminum bars, that's fine. But you can't make just aluminum bars into whatever these things are, oxygen extractors, atmospheric extractors. You need aluminum bars and mechanical parts, which come from iron. So this is the first time that we're supposed to make a road. Here's, I guess, an interesting point. Talking about terminal objectives versus, what's the AI term for these? So like, or game theory term for like terminal objectives versus intermediate or something like that. It's not intermediate, but anyway, there's like things you want because like that's the thing you want, which like for our point of view is like this. We might as well treat this objective as our terminal goal. Yes, goal is the word. Terminal goal is to just like do this, and so we built a road to ship concrete to the city because that was our terminal goal, getting concrete to the city. Now our terminal goal is, by the way, we're all making trucks, there's one. Our terminal goal is to get oxygen to the city, but there's no roads right now that are going to help us with that. Instead, we're going to build a road to work on something that will help us get stuff to the city. Oh wow, look at this. There's like, oh, but I don't need sulfur and iron. I need aluminum and iron. So we're gonna have to build a road to connect these two patches, or any two patches, but these two are very close together, so that's nice. To combine the mechanical parts we get from iron with the aluminum bars we get from aluminum to make atmospheric extractors. So it all seems fairly simple so far. let's... I don't know. I'm gonna keep being a weird space optimizer guy, and I don't know. Why am I doing that? Don't do that. Let's just build here. Here's my depot for aluminum ore. A factory for aluminum bars. So you... Oh, and let's put a depot down, of course, for aluminum bars. So you guys keep working. I'm gonna go check out this iron area and build up a mechanical parts machine. So give me a factory for steel bars, and a depot to put the steel bars in, and a factory to make mechanical parts, and a depot for the mechanical parts. Now, I'm not too worried... Where are my mechanical parts? Here we are. I'm not too worried about optimizing ratios for this, because I don't think you actually need that many oxygen extractors. Maybe we will in the future, but so far we don't. So now I need a road to connect these two things, basically, right? So let's put a truck stop here, and a truck stop here, and connect them up. Kind of a weird way to draw that road, I guess, but hexes will do that to you, I suppose. Now, which one do we need to move more of? This requires 3 mechanical parts and only 1 aluminum bar. So it makes sense to ship the mechanical... So to leave the mechanical bars where they are, and mechanical parts, and ship the aluminum bars. So we'll make this... Move aluminum bars to here, please. And we'll figure out how many trucks to assign in a minute. We need a depot here for aluminum bars, and an assembly plant touching both of these depots for... Where is it? Atmospheric extractors. So let's do a little math on how much aluminum we need to ship to meet demands on this thing. We could look at how much this can consume per year and ship as much aluminum as it needs, but we're pretty sure that steel bars are the limiting factor, because it takes 3 times... It takes a ton... So not steel bars. Well, iron is the limiting factor. Iron products. So this thing consumes 1 aluminum per 3 mechanical parts. How many mechanical parts is it getting? Well, there's 75 iron, which means this is making 24 steel bars per year, which is making 24 mechanical parts. So to supply this with... Which means this thing is actually going off 8 times a year. So we really only need 8 aluminum per year along this truck stop to satisfy this thing. But that's also only making 8 atmospheric extractors. It would be nice to, like, let's say we could handle 16. There you go. Make it 23. 20, whatever. So it's quite a short road. It doesn't need many trucks to satisfy a substantial yearly demand. And this is making... I mean, this should actually be making 30 per year, right? Because that only requires 60 aluminum, which we are getting. So we could add some more. What would we need more of? First of all, I guess we would need more steel. If we wanted to, like, let's say, use up all of the aluminum that we're shipping, which is 30, we would need 90 mechanical parts a year, which means we would need 3 of these, which means we would need 270 iron thingies, which would come from 18 extractors. We could do that, but so far anyway, there doesn't seem to be a pressing need to have a billion of these atmospheric extractors. Right, we have 4, and like that might even just be enough. So if I build this, how much does it make, right? This makes 12 oxygen a year, and we only need 10 for the city, right? I imagine in the future we're going to need a lot more carbon for something. Because right now carbon's just a byproduct. But unlike Factorio, at least for these extractors, the excess carbon doesn't seem to be a problem. It says it will make as long as one of the outputs is empty, and I guess that means it just throws away the carbon. So it's not like oil balancing. I think you have to start doing that with waste extraction from cities someday, but I haven't seen it yet. So the point is, just one of these is making enough oxygen to keep a city happy, right? So do we really need to make, 12 of them a year? Probably not. So I'm not going to worry too much about optimizing the ratios here. I'm just going to say, well, first of all, I guess I can tone down the number of trucks. Since we really are only using, like, I don't know, not many a year. I did the math a minute ago. It was like 8 or something. So the truck stop delivering 17 is more than we need. So now we can go back and look at our city. It's this one, right? And they're still chugging along with their concrete and so on. They've been, consuming this concrete. So I guess eventually the supply running out would become a mild issue. But it's very easy to build more extractors. We now need a new, little air farm, I guess. I don't really know where to put this. I'm going to not put it too close to the city. Over here looks like a sort of useless area. The only thing you would want to do is truck in some more concrete if you had to. But so far we don't have to. So I'm going to say just put down 5 of these bad boys. A depot. Ah, that's interesting. This is only a depot for... You can't put a single depot... Right now all we need is oxygen. In the future, we will need carbon as well. But I can't put in another depot that touches all 5 of these. So this setup is not necessarily optimal. However, I know that the next thing we're going to unlock is like better depots. I haven't built or used them yet, but they're like depots that can reach further than just adjacent squares. So I think that that's not going to be so big an issue. Anyway, there's our oxygen supply. Let's build a truck stop right next to it. And another one here. And a connection between them. And a depot here for oxygen. Your origin is over here. You should deliver oxygen. And they probably won't want more than 30 air, so let's just give them 5 trucks. And I believe this is all we needed to do to... I'm actually a little surprised that we don't have trucks backing up in front of the city. Because we're supplying more than the city can eat, aren't we? I mean, obviously they don't eat the concrete in a technical sense, but... I figured by now, this depot would become the bottleneck and trucks would be waiting out here. As you can see, it has gotten very full, but maybe it just hasn't quite overflowed yet. And now the city has all the oxygen it wants, and they got some, so they're now, like, growing a little. And once they realize the supply of oxygen is sustainable, we'll speed up through this, I guess. They'll grow more quickly. Yeah, so supply is good. They got everything they could ask for. And the population is skyrocketing already. It's at 13. Man, these depots hold more than I thought. Look at that. 14. Let me just speed up to max speed here. Because, like, what else could I build? I could build more, like, road construction stuff. Because actually, yeah, maybe I need more roads. But I don't know. We'll just watch the city grow for a moment. Kind of revel in our excellence. And they're still only demanding 11, even though the city is, like, 2.5 times as big as it was when they wanted 10. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. But they're having a good time. The city's growing pretty quickly. And yeah, the trucks have started to back up. So just like, it took longer than I thought for this to become the bottleneck, but it did in fact happen. And we knew this was going to happen. We put in more trucks than we needed, but, you know, it's not like I'm dying for trucks. I built a lot of them so that I would have problems like this instead of other more unpleasant problems. And our goal is 100, right? So it's going to take a bit. Oh, how do I... Oh, interesting. If you press 3, it doesn't mean go to speed 3. It toggles between speed 3 and speed 1 for some reason. Boy, it's cold out there, huh? So there's all this stuff that I guess you're going to want to know about eventually. The temperature chart, air pressure. What is SF6 and NF3? Those sound like elements. But I don't know what... Like, N sounds like nitrogen fluoride or something? Is that a thing? Is that in the air? I know nitrogen is in the air a lot. I'm not sure... These don't seem like things you should breathe. I think eventually we're going to have to start putting oxygen into the air or something like that. Maybe you do breathe NF3. It's probably... Oh, it's probably like a toxic industrial byproduct or something that we're making. So we're going to have to learn how to deal with that. But that's a ways in the future. I was just kind of interested in what this chart was all about. So we did it. We made the city size 100. Look at it. They even built a little skyscraper in the middle here. What is this? Huh. I don't know. Council building? They've got scientific instruments. They've got even little power generators. Kind of nice. They've got... I don't know. Living areas. I'm not sure what this is all about. Smaller houses, maybe? Or who knows? Communications equipment. I like this. Looks pretty. And the city is no longer growing because they want reinforced concrete, not normal concrete. So we have to learn how to make that. And we learned about making polymer bars, reinforced concrete, high-tech parts, and Mark II depots. So the Depot Mark II is kind of the excite. I mean, so this is as far as I got before I came to YouTube. This is what I was doing, and I haven't really progressed past this. So, but I did look at what a Mark II depot is. So it collects them from adjacent producer buildings at a range of up to 2 hexes instead of 1. Now, the thing is, these require aluminum, instead of just requiring steel bars, they require aluminum bars, which, fine, but also polymer bars. Okay, how do we build polymer bars? Well, those must come out of a factory. A polymer bar requires a bunch of carbon. So this is what we're going to use the oxygen extractors, or atmospheric extractors for, I suppose. Right now we have a byproduct of carbon that we're not really doing anything with. But we want now, like, some aluminum deposit. I mean, I don't know. One thing we could do is we could say every material is precious. Ship the carbon that this place is producing to some place with aluminum. But since I kind of chose to build it in the middle of nowhere, it would be quite a long route that would require a lot of trucks. I'd rather just, like, build some more extractors and throw away their oxygen while I throw away the carbon from this one. Very inefficient, but that's life. And I don't see any reason for it to be near anything in particular, except aluminum. So is there a, kind of out in the middle of nowhere aluminum thing? There's here. It's kind of close to some iron that I'm making, so why not? Okay, we can unpause now. So let's think a little bit about ratios, I guess. This one's 1 aluminum and 1 polymer. And how much do we get from these things? 12 polymer per year. No, 12 carbon per year. But it's 3 carbon to 1 polymer. So this is really only 4 polymer bars, effectively, right? And we need the same number of aluminum and polymer, right? So this by itself is enough to make 4 Depot Mark IIs a year. That doesn't seem like very many. How many do I want a year? I mean, not a billion, but like, I don't know, 20 seems okay, probably. Since a year is 5 minutes, that's placing like 4 a minute for the rest of the game. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I'm sure there'll be other uses for polymer, but I'll just like start separate production facilities for those, right? So let's say I want 5 of these guys to make 20 polymer bars a year. That's also 20 aluminum bars, which is, just 1 aluminum thingy. So let's build this somewhere where we're not going to run out, because I expect I will want these all game long. I just don't need a ton of them all at once is all. So there's our aluminum extractor. Let's build a factory for aluminum bars. Actually, I probably didn't even need all 5 of these, right? Depot for aluminum bars. Right, because if we're... Like, really, I only need 2. If I'm trying to make 20... Yeah, I need 4 of these, technically, to keep up pace with the amount of polymer I said I was going to make. I could change my mind about the amount of polymer, I guess. Oh. Do the ratios work out that it's exactly 1 of these to 1 of these? I guess it does, right? Because 1 of these makes 12 carbon, which is 4 polymer. 1 of these... One of these, let's say, consumes 15 aluminum ore to make 1 aluminum bar, which is exactly 1 of these. Yeah, so it's exactly the same number. So in fact, if I just make 5 of these and 5 of these, then I'm perfectly balanced. Well, that's nice. Okay. All right, I didn't pause for that little revelation. I thought maybe I had. So that's my aluminum bars. I'd like a depot additionally for polymer bars. I'm going to build this one in reverse, which needs a factory for polymer bars, which needs a depot for carbon. Right. I can't surround this by 4 extractors, by 5 extractors and also a factory, which is fine. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I don't know why I thought I couldn't do this. This totally works. And an assembly plant for... Did I get something wrong here? Why is this not going? This is aluminum. I somehow set this to aluminum bars instead of aluminum ore. Okay. This one I didn't set the recipe. I wanted to make Depot Mark IIs, please. So I believe this is perfectly balanced, and but I'm actually oversupplying this factory, right? This assembly plant. If I had 4 of each, I would be exactly filling up this thing's capacity, but I have 5 of each. Well, that's fine. We'll leave this as our kind of bootstrap making Depot Mark IIs. And it worked. We got one. So this is going to make Depot Mark IIs for me for a while. And I should now be able to use Depot Mark IIs to make more ambitious mining projects and assembly projects for whatever else I'm making next. Yeah, so this is... I mean, I guess we can do that, right? That way we're making... This requires relatively little extra... I mean, but now that I have Depot Mark IIs... Can't I extend this quite easily? What is my bottleneck? I mean, how many extractors can this thing support? It needs 60. Oh, it can only support 4 extractors, right? So I've got a 5th here, but it's actually just for show. Yeah, maybe I should do the exercise of building this out in a balanced way using Depot Mark IIs and just figure out what that's like. So, to supply one of these, we want 4 of everything else. I guess ratios are becoming weirder now, right? Because I'm no longer limited to 5 extractors per depot. So like before, when I was making 6 of something, I said, well, you know, how many sets of extractors going to depots could I make? If I made 5 groups or 6 groups of 5, that would be the same as 5 groups of 6, and everything would even out. Here, it seems like I'm fairly free in how much of whatever I make, right? I could say, oh, I want to satisfy 2 of these, therefore I need 8 extractors, and just like put down 8 extractors, right? If I said, let's put a Depot Mark II right here, in fact, for aluminum ore. I mean, I'm just a little bit reluctant to bulldoze this, even though it's kind of like the wrong one, because it's got all these ore on it. I don't want to throw that away. Now this I could easily upgrade to a Mark II. Is it going to let me do that? Oh. I guess it did. So if I just say put a Mark II here, is it going to... It did! Oh, thank you! Alright, and it's got twice as many drones, it looks like. So I could then just build 3 more extractors. We now have 8 of these. And 3 more of these, and we have 8 of these, and that should keep both factories satisfied, right? Yes. Because this depot can reach all the inputs, and the only output it needs to reach is here. And this just goes right here, and it can be, you know... Oh, no, the problem is now I need more factories for the intermediate outputs, right? Or do I? This can make 12 per year, right? Which means it needs 12 inputs each year. This can make 30, so it's doing great. And this can also make 30, so it's doing great. So these 2... I see. So I'm a little bit ratio imbalanced in a way. Not on raw materials, but okay, so These factories can consume a total of 24 of the intermediate products of aluminum bars and polymer bars, right? So the two of them together taking 12 each can consume 24. But I can produce... These factories can each make up to 30, right? So... I guess, like... Doesn't that mean I should just build a couple more raw inputs and it'll satisfy this factory? Because if this factory, to make 30, it would need 60 aluminum ore. Wait. Am I crazy? Aren't I making more than that? I think I'm doing something wrong. Well, the depot looks very full, so I probably am going crazy somehow. This can, yeah, I only need, this can consume... This can consume 60 aluminum per year, which is 4 extractors, but I've built 8. And it makes sense, therefore, that this depot is way too full. Why did I think... Do I just, like, want another one of these? But this is already over full, right? Am I crazy? What's happening? What do you mean full? Oh, you just mean it has all of its inputs. Yeah. So... We're consuming 24 currently aluminum and polymer bars at these two facilities, right? But we're producing 60. Yeah. So, and how much of this stuff are we making? 12, which is 4 times 8 is 32? Am I insane? I thought I was balancing stuff correctly, but I'm just nuts. Oh, I think I forgot about the division by 2 in here, that this needs twice as much aluminum ore as it produces aluminum bars. I know I don't have to actually get things balanced properly here, right? We have way more Depot Mark IIs than I'm ever going to need. I guess I'll leave this for another day when I actually need this shit. When there's some reason for me to balance stuff, because right now it doesn't seem like there is a reason. I guess I will note, though... No, I don't know. I'll just throw in another one of these guys. Upgrade this to a Mark II. And throw in another one of these guys, too. Maybe, I mean, that should make more of them somehow. I don't know. Because I way oversupplied on the aluminum side of things, so just throwing down more of everything else will probably help. There you go. I think 5 of these is technically the amount we could support. I just don't have enough of this stuff to make that happen. I don't know. Let's throw in some more of those, too. There you go. Depot Mark IIs for days. So now that we've kind of increased our logistical power, we should use that to actually achieve our goals, which is to get a total population, okay, of 350. So I could get there by building up, where's my dang city? This one? Yeah. I could try to get these guys to reach a population of 350 all by themselves, but they require some fairly complex stuff, right? And there's 2 other cities that I can supply fairly basic stuff, concrete and oxygen, to, and have them grow in size to 100 each. And then I can just give one of them reinforced concrete, and it will reach size 300. So, in fact, we should be able to honestly do that quite quickly, right? Let's put my supply center here. I already did that. Let's delete the supply center. Let's build a truck stop here. And here? How are we going to do this? Let's like that. Depot here for... hang on. Let's not build this in reverse, I guess. Let's build a... actually, I probably should have. A depot, I think Mark 1 should be fine, right? Depot Mark 1... Well, no. Yeah, Depot Mark 1 here for... sulfur. I guess Mark 2 would let us use all 6 of the inputs, but we don't need that much concrete, right? So... extractors like that. Factory for concrete. Depot for concrete. And then the truck stop connected to the city. Set. I kind of wish that when you did that connection, it said, well, that's obviously where you want the trade route to be. So this supplies, what, 3 per truck, basically? Let's get it up to 24. That seemed to be the most anybody ever wanted. And we can get started on oxygen here as well while we wait. Let's maybe build it up top, since maybe there's some reason to combine the carbon with iron later. Advanced industry, these guys, and we said like 5 of these seemed to be enough to keep a city happy, right? But you know what? I'll build 6 now that I have Depot Mark 2s. This is easy enough to do. And a truck stop here. And here. Connected by roads. Set your destination to here, please. Delivering oxygen. 3 trucks should be plenty. So this city is going to prosper now. Hello? You brought... Oh, I don't have a depot. I forgot the depot. Right. These shouldn't be quite so close. But it's fine. So you're a depot for concrete. You're a depot not for concrete, but for ox. Oops. I guess you had better be a depot Mark 2. Because of where I put the truck stop. There you go. So this thing doesn't want oxygen yet, which is why the drones aren't bringing it. But they will. So let's go work on our 3rd city. Not that one, but this one. These guys have a slightly longer truck trip, but nothing too difficult. Not that much sulfur up here either. So a little depot for sulfur, a factory for concrete, a depot for concrete, and a truck stop. And another truck stop here. This time I remembered to make room for the depot. Depot for concrete. Connect up. Truck stops. Set your destination. I got lost. Help. To here. Delivering concrete. Now we know there's a desire to combine oxygen with aluminum. or carbon with aluminum. So I'm going to put the atmospheric extractors in this direction. Let's put them a decent... Give the city room to expand if they want it. But still reasonably close, so it's easy to run a truck stop. This is my O2. I need a truck stop here. And here. And a depot for O2. Connect up these guys. Your destination is here, and you should deliver O2. Oh, I guess I forgot on the other truck route to set the number of trucks, right? It needs a decent chunk of them. I'm pretty sure they never need more than 30 concrete, so that should be plenty. And the city won't grow until the trucks actually get there. It's a bit of a trip. We should be good. So how's our total population? It looks like the second city, which I think was Ho Chi Minh City, has started growing a bit, right? Yeah, this one's in green, so it's the one that's growing. There you go. They built another module right here. And as we hoped for, these depots are accumulating in size, not shrinking. That means we're producing enough. And now, to complete our quest, we would have to build reinforced concrete for one of these cities. We'll probably do that in the next episode. Yeah, I don't think we'll do that right now. And then you and I together will discover what the heck you need to do to make reinforced concrete and what you get for completing that quest. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.